Good evening everybody, and welcome to our first Sunday evening yoga class for Qalbi Yoga. Sunday evening yoga class for Qalbi Yoga. Good to see you all, and I hope you enjoy this evening's class. You'll need a bolster and possibly a block. We will be doing frog posture in this sequence, and you may need a tissue as well, because we'll be doing a little bit of breathing as well, some pranayama. So let's begin. So first of all, sit down on your mat, detach yourself from everything that's going on in the outside world, trying to allow thoughts of what have been or what is to be to slowly disappear and to bring your focus on the present moment. So press down into the sit bones, lift up through the spine. Try and press those shoulders down away from the ears, close the eyes, and try and bring yourself onto your mat. Everything else becomes a little bit of a blur. And breathe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just taking a couple more moments to try and calm the thought processes down, to clear the mind, and to slow down the breath. Try and concentrate or take your focus onto the breath, following a slow inhalation and a slow exhalation. Open the eyes, hands come into prayer. Inhale the fingertips up to the ceiling. Keep pressing down through the sit bones. Exhale, let's come into a very gentle forward bend. So taking the hands down in front of you, walking those hands away from you, gently stretching forward. And then slowly dropping the head, relaxing the neck, but keep pressing down into the sit bones. And if you can, pull up through the pelvic floor and gently suck the belly button back to the spine. So engaging the bandhas, engaging Mula Bandha, engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Slowly inhale back to center. Hands come back into prayer. Inhale back up to the ceiling. Let's do a side stretch. So exhale, right hand drops down. And we slowly, slowly stretch over to the right. Try and draw that left shoulder back. And breathe. Breathe into the left rib cage. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's go to the other side. Left hand down this time. Right hand stretches over to the left side. I'm not putting a lot of pressure into this left hand. I'm really using the strength in my body just to lean over and support me. Inhale, back to centre. Exhale, we'll come into our spinal twist. So left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind us. And we're going to rotate from the abdomen upwards. So rotate the lower abdomen, then the upper abdomen, then the chest. And then when you're ready, and if your neck is feeling healthy and happy, you can look over your right shoulder and breathe. Inhale, back to centre. Stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale over to the other side. Right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind us. Again, rotating from the lower abdomen back through the chest, and then rotating through the shoulders, neck, head, gaze. And release, 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 release. Change the crossover of the legs. Inhale those fingertips back up to the ceiling. Exhale, come into a forward bend. This time the other leg crossed over on top. This might be a little bit easier for some of you, maybe a little bit more difficult for others. And breathe into the back of the rib cage. Engage in your bandhas. Keep pressing down into the sit bones. Inhale, back to centre. We're going to come into cat-cow now, so gently come onto all fours. Hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart, shoulders above the wrists and hips above the knees. Let's start off in a neutral position. As we inhale, our belly drops and our head and gaze lifts. Keep pressing down into the palms of the hands. Exhale, let's round the back, drop the head and look through the legs. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, drop the head, look through the legs, round the back and suck the belly button back to the spine. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly let's come into puppy dog or melting heart, walking those hands away from you. Sticking the bottom of the air, resting down on our forehead, weight being distributed through the knees, the forearms, feeling that lovely stretch in the back of the shoulders and along the spine. And breathe. Slowly come up into downward dog. So hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. For those of you who are used to come up into downward dog, then please go ahead. If you want to be introduced to downward dog in a step-by-step way, then just Turn the back toes under, lift the knees off the ground, press down into the toes and to the palms of the hands. And as you do so, let's lift the bottom. Try and send the sit bones up to the ceiling, lengthening through the spine. And when you're ready, let's bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, and slowly, slowly walk to the top of the mat into a very gentle forward bend. And slowly come up to standing to start our sun salutations. Just going to get rid of my top. So we're going to come into Surya Namaskara A, our simple sun salutation. We'll go through it nice and slowly to begin with. So big toes touching, gap between the heels, pressing down through the four corners of the feet, lifting up through the kneecaps, tucking the tailbone under, nice long spine, shoulders pressed down away from the ears, engaging Jalabandha, so tucking the chin in. Let's begin. Inhale over Hastasana, standing stretch. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. So really extending long through the spine. Coming up onto the fingertips, looking forward on the horizon. Bend the knees if you need to really extend through that spine. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank, bottoms down, making sure that the shoulders are above the wrists. Continue the exhale down into low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, draw the shoulders back, press down into the pelvis. Exhale, bottom in the air, Ardha Mukhanasana, downward dog. Keep pressing down into the palms of the hands, trying to press those heels down as well. Exhale, knees bent, walk or jump to the top of the mat, back into half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down through the feet, back into standing stretch. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank, bottoms down, elbows in. Continue the exhale down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a resting breath. Outward rotation from the tops of the arms, inward rotation of the thighs. Exhale, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down, lift up, over Hastasana, standing stretch. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, standing stretch. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank. Continue the exhale down into low plank. Inhale, half forward, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down, lift up, standing stretch. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank, Phalakasana. Exhale, down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a resting breath. Engage your bandhas, press down into your foundation, stretch through the spine, bend the knees, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down, lift up, standing stretch. Exhale, Tadasana. So we're going to come into Surya Namaskara B, so sun salutations, which are a little bit more challenging. So come to the top of the mat, big toes touching, gap between the heels. Inhale, Uttanasana, chair posture. So bending the knees, taking our bottom down a little bit towards the mat, really stretching through the torso and stretching through the arms. Look up if your neck is happy and healthy. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank and down into low plank. Inhale, Urdhva Mukhanasana, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, Ardha Mukhanasana. So this is where it changes a little bit. So we're going to bring that left heel in about 45 degrees and take that right foot forward. And we're going to come into Virabhadrasana, friendly warrior. So my right knee is above my right ankle. There's about a 3-inch gap between my thighs in order for me to maintain my balance. And we're going to press down into our foundation and inhale those fingertips up to the ceiling. Sink in nice and low into our posture. Just have a look at your hips and make sure that they're both facing the top of the mat. This is a front facing posture. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of that right foot goes back into plank, bottom down, elbows in, down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So this time our right heel comes in 45 degrees, our left foot comes forward. Press down, lift up. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of the left foot goes back into plank. Continue, exhale, down into low plank. Inhale, Bhujangasana, upward dog. Urdhva Mukhanasana, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Let's prepare for our chair posture again. So pressing down into our foundation, bending the knees, drawing the fingertips up to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank, down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time, press down into the left foot, lift the right foot up to the ceiling, have a look at your right big toe, exhale, right foot forward, root the back heel down. Press down into your foundation, lift up, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of the right foot goes back, down into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Press down into the right foot, lift the left foot in the air this time, have a look at your left big toe. Exhale, left foot forward. Root down, lift up. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of the left foot goes back into plank, down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down, prepare for chair posture, bend the knees, lift the fingertips, drop the bottom. Exhale, release. Going to do that one more time. Take it a little bit slower. Inhale, Uttanasana. Keep really lifting up through the fingertips. Try and press those shoulders down away from the ears. Tilting that tailbone under. Engage in the bandhas. Exhale, forward bend. Drop the head, relax the neck. Inhale, half forward bend. Really lengthen down through the spine so you can roll those shoulders down to the lower back. Exhale, hands down, feet back into plank. Down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pressing down into the left foot to raise the right foot. Exhale, right foot forward. Root down, lift up. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of the right foot back into plank. Down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Weight down into the right foot, lift the left foot. Have a look at your left big toe. Exhale, left foot forward. Root the back heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Press that right hip forward and press that left hip back. Exhale, hands come down through heart centre. Either side of the left foot back into plank. Down into low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, top of the mat, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Press down, prepare for chair posture, Uttanasana. Exhale, release. So come to the top of the mat, hands in prayer. Close the eyes, get your breath back and do a body scan just to see if there's any areas of the body that need a little bit more TLC during the next few postures and sequences. Okay, so it should be nicely warmed up after that. So next, we're not going to go into a strong dynamic sequence straight away. Got a couple of postures just to warm us up in preparation for that. So we're going to come to our next two postures, which is Prasarita Padottanasana, which is our wide angle posture. So our legs are wide, we're pigeon-toeing those toes in very slightly, heels out very slightly. We're pressing down into our foundation, lifting up through the kneecaps, tilting that tailbone under, lengthening through the spine, dropping the shoulders, engaging Jalabandha. So we're going to come into a forward bend, and then when we come back up, we're going to go straight into Goddess, Utthakata Konasana, and I'll talk you through that as and when we get there. So press down. We can interlace those fingers behind our back. If interlacing the fingers is too much, you might just want to do a gentle arm fold. So inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward bend, slow transition as our chin and chest lead the way. So lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Engage in the bandhas. And once you're in your full expression of this posture, just breathe. Relax the head, relax the neck, and enjoy this beautiful stretch. and release. Bring the hands down to the mat, and we're just going to adjust our foundation slightly. So we're going to take our toes out and bring our heels in. And then we're going to bend the knees, take our bottom down towards the mat and prepare for goddess posture. So drawing the upper body up and bringing the hands into prayer. See if you can drop that bottom a little bit lower. Strong posture. Really press down into the foundation and pull up through the bandhas. And release. We're going to do that again. So bring the toes in, take the heels out, engage the hands. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, slow transition. And breathe. And release, 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 release. Hands come down to the mat. Adjust the feet. Take the bottom down. Hands can either come back into prayer, or you may wish to take them into cactus hands, really drawing those elbows back. And breathe. And release. Release, release, release. Come back to the top of the mat. Hands come into prayer. Catch your breath. Do a body scan. And let's prepare for our next sequence. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got my bolster ready here and my block. If you haven't got a bolster, a nice firm pillow will do. So coming to the top of the mat, we're going to start off in Gurudasana, which is eagle posture. I'm going to face you just so that you can see what I'm doing. This is a lovely posture, a little bit of a challenging balance, but it's a really nice one. So we're going to press down into our foundation, pull up through the kneecaps, engage the bandhas, and we're going to take our weight into the left foot to begin with. So slowly, slowly taking the weight into the left foot, bending the left knee. And as we do so, just lifting that right foot up gently and then popping it over the left, so the right knee over the left knee, and seeing if you can twist your right toes around the back of your left calf. And we're really trying to sit down into the posture. Meanwhile, our arms, right arm underneath, left arm on top, bend in the elbows, hands face out, and then coming into eagle arms. So we're lifting those elbows if we can, and gently thrusting the elbows forward. So it's a lift and a thrust forward, really creating some space at the back of the shoulders. So a really strong posture. Keep breathing. And inhale, rise up like an eagle. Slowly take that right foot out in front of you. Nice strong engagement of your bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then I'm going to twist around to the top of the mat where you all are. And let's take that right foot back in preparation for Warrior One. So again, pressing down into our foundation. Left knee is above the left ankle. Inhale, the fingertips up to the ceiling. So we're pressing down into that back heel as well. So back heel is really pressing down into the mat. And on the exhale, we're going to bow down, taking the arms behind us. And we're going to do a few of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down, stretch back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. And from here, we're going to change into a knee tapping routine. So just taking the back heel off the ground, arms come down to the side, palms facing up. Now I'm going to take my right knee down to the mat. You don't have to, you might just want to come down 1 or 2 inches. But we're going to do approximately 6 of these. So exhale, 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 good. Exhale, exhale, not easy, 1 more, exhale. Stay down in crescent lunge, interlace the thumbs, take the elbows back. And some of you may want to stay here, others may want to extend into our next posture. So if you do, and you've got good flexibility in the thighs and the legs and the knees, press the left hand down into the just above the left knee. Take the right foot into the palm of the right hand, drawing the shoulders forward and inhaling that left hand up to the ceiling. Remember, just stay in our initial crescent lunge if this is a little bit too much. And release. Slowly, slowly, everyone come into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So taking our bottoms back, our weight back, and just come in to stretch that left leg. And slowly from here, we're going to come into lizard. So taking that weight forward, just wriggling that left foot to the outside of the mat and coming down, either staying up in high lizard or using a bolster and a block to lean onto our elbows on the block or bolster. Some of you will want to come right down onto the mat into a low lizard. Wherever you are in lizard, feel that beautiful stretch in the pelvic area. Drop the head, relax the neck and breathe. Slowly, slowly. So from here, we're ideally placed to come into everyone's favourite posture, which is frog. So let's use the side of the mat this time. So we're going to just place our knees just along the side of the mat. And where we put our feet is really important. So we're trying to get our feet in line with the knees. Our ankles in line with the knees and our feet just sticking out. If you bring your feet in like this, that makes the posture probably too easy. But obviously if you've got knee issues or hip issues, you may wish to do that. But if you've got very healthy knees, very healthy lower and no joint issues, then take a nice wide stance to the knees. Just take a few moments to make sure that your lower legs and feet are in the correct position. This is where my bolster comes in because I love it. So just rest down onto the bolster. If you haven't got a bolster, then try and use some blanket or another mat just to cushion your elbows. Because what happens now is that we're slowly going to take our bottom backwards down towards the mat. And take it down, take the bottom down till you meet that level of that ooh level. And then once you get to that ooh level, just back off a bit. So this posture is challenging but sustainable. You should not be in pain. So it's a beautiful, challenging stretch, but it feels healthy. It feels nourishing and it feels strengthening. If it doesn't feel like that, then back off. Come gently out of the posture until it does feel like that. And breathe. And slowly release. Get rid of our bolsters. And from here, let's stretch up into downward dog. And let's take a vinyasa down into plank and then low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And then from here, we're going to press down into our left foot, raise the right foot up. Exhale, bring that right foot forward. Root the back heel down. And come into pyramid posture, Parsvottanasana. So squaring the hips off from the top of the mat. Lengthening down. That right leg, both legs are fairly straight, but knees are not locked. Bring some softness around the knees. And drape the body down that right leg. And then from here, we're going to come into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So we're going to bring that left foot in a little bit. And this is where I'm going to turn around so I can demonstrate whilst facing you. So this is where you may need your blocks. So your right foot is forward and you're going to place your hands about 12 inches in front of your big toe or a foot in front of your big toe, and then take your hand or your block then 3 inches to the right. So you're making an L shaped with your foundation. And then slowly, actually I'm not going to use my block, but you may really find the block helpful. And then slowly take that left leg off the ground. Press down into your right foot and your right hand. Engage your bandhas, pull up through the right knee. And then gently rotate the pelvis and extend through that left arm. And see if you can really open up the chest, shine the heart center forward. Don't worry if you're wobbling or if you have to put your back foot down. Don't worry. Every time you do so, Your brain, your body will learn and it will get better and stronger. So please don't worry. And release. Release, release, release. Bring the left foot back next to the right foot. Come into your forward bend. And then slowly, slowly come back up to standing. Take a rest. Just going to and we're going to do the same on the other side. So prepare for our eagle posture. So last time we took our right foot off the ground, this time we're going to start taking our left foot off the ground. So press down, lift up. Bring the breath into your being. Take our weight down into the right foot. Lift that left knee up. Lower it down over the right knee and try and twist your toes around the right calf. This time the left arm is underneath, right arm on top. Bend in, palms face out. Lifting the elbows, gently thrusting forward. And breathe. And release. Bring that left foot forward. Strong bandhas, strong foundation. I'm going to come to the top of the mat. And this time our left foot goes forward. Coming into our warrior one, right knee above the right ankle. Really pressing down into that left heel. Inhale, the fingertips up to the ceiling. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Not sure how many I've done now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Let's extend the arms out to the side. Palms facing upwards. Peel that back heel off the ground. Ready for our knee tapping. Exhale. 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 One more. Exhale. Down into your crescent lunge. Interlace your thumbs. Draw the elbows back. So really lengthen from the shoulder sockets up through to the fingers. Trying to bring some stretch across the thumbs as the wrists try and pull the thumbs apart, but at the same time we're pressing the tops of the arms towards the ears. Stay like that and breathe into that posture. For those of you who want to extend, right hand onto the right knee. Really press down into your foundation. Take the back, top of the foot into the left palm and inhale that right hand up to the ceiling. And release. Release, release. Let's take our weight back into our hamstring stretch. And then taking our weight forward into lizard. So both hands come to the inside of the right foot, right hand wriggles to the side. Staying in high lizard, or coming down into an intermediate lizard, or into a low lizard. Dropping the head, softening the neck. Breathe. And try and really release the body to go deeper and deeper into this beautiful posture. And then from here, coming into frog again. So instead of me taking frog on the other side, I'm not going to give you my back and my bottom. I'm going to come back to where I begin with, but you probably want to make that graceful transition onto the other side of the mat. So just take a moment to check that your knees, your heels and your feet are in the right position. Gently take that bottom back, get to that bit and then back off. Make this nourishing, make it sustainable. And as always, bring the breath into the posture. Where the mind goes, the energy flows. That's what my yoga tutor used to say to me, Rory. So take your mind to any areas that are just feeling it a little bit more. Think loving thoughts into these areas. And slowly release. Release, 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 release. Just pop your bolster to the side. Come back into downward dog. Stretch it out. Let's do a vinyasa before we come into our pyramid posture. So back into plank, down into low plank, gracefully up into upward dog, and downward dog. Pressing down into the right foot, lift the left foot up. Exhale, left foot forward. Root the back heel down. And breathe. Both hips facing the top of the mat. Pressing down into the feet, drawing up through the kneecaps. Engaging Mula Bandha, so pulling up through the pelvic floor. Engaging Uddiyana Bandha, so sucking that belly button back to the spine. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the head. And from here, let's transition into Ardha Chandrasandra, which is half moon. So bring that left heel in, grab your bolster or your block, and let's just position our left hand as we need to. Slowly lift up, take your time. Take your time. Transition. Extend. So really try and breathe into the extremities. Really allowing the breath to inhabit your posture. enjoying your forward bend. Pressing down, lifting up. Hands come into prayer. Getting the breath back. Doing a bit of a body scan. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our mat now. It's just a vinyasa down onto the mat with a little bit of a tweak before we finally sit down. Okay, so top of the mat. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, hands down, feet down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. This is our little tweak. So press down into your foundation and then inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, both heels over to the left. Inhale, back to centre. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, back to centre. Come down into plank. We're going to do exactly the same. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale, back to centre. Exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, back to centre. Down onto the forearms. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale, back to centre. Inhale, exhale, heels to the right. Inhale, back to centre. Well done everybody, that's not easy. Just make a little bit of a rest with your arms and your hands and have a brief breath. Catch up with the breath. Now we're on our bellies. We're going to come into bow posture. So please be mindful with bow posture. So this is bow. I'm going to do it in more detail in a minute. This is bow. So if that looks as if it's going to be too much for you, you might want to try a gentle, either a sphinx, which is making sure that your elbows are below your shoulders and your forearms are out in front of you, drawing the shoulders back and pressing down into the belly and the pelvis. So that might be a good alternative. Or you might just want to come into child's pose and have a little bit of a rest. So extended child's pose. Or closed child's pose. So for those of you who do want to have a go at both, let us begin. So I usually start off with my chin on the mat. You can use your forehead on the mat. My knees are hip width apart and I'm fairly relaxed to begin with. Just draw the feet up and take hold of the top of the feet in the palms of the hands. And then on the inhale, we're kicking the tops of the feet into the palms of the hands. And as we do so, we're inhaling, drawing the head and shoulders off the ground, pressing down into the pelvis and the abdomen, and lifting the legs off the ground as well. So we're pushing back the feet into the palms, pressing down and lifting up. And release. Release, release. We're going to do that one more time. Catch your breath. And inhale. And lift. And release. release, release, release. Take your bottom back to the heels. Come into child's pose and just release any tension in the lower back. So from here we're going to come into a forward bend. We're going to do it a little bit differently to our forward bend last time. So instead of bringing that left heel, so the right heel into the inner left thigh, you can still do that if you find that a bit easier. But if not, then if you want to have a go at this other forward bend, then take that foot back, just press that right knee back, try and square the shoulders off with the bottom edge of the mat, extend through that left leg and inhale those fingertips up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward bend. Keep pressing down into that left leg. Try and make that right leg active as well, and keep trying to keep both sit bones down onto the mat. And release, release, release. We'll do the other side, so I'm going to swivel round so that I can look at you better. So left foot goes back, right leg extends out in front of you. Try and draw the torso and the shoulders to the bottom edge of the mat. Flex the toes, press down through the backs of the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, extend forward. So just because we're seated doesn't mean to say that we're not engaging our bandhas. So we're still pulling up through the pelvic floor. We're still sucking the belly button back to the spine. And of course still extending through the spine. So trying not to round the back and touch our nose to our knee, but really try and extend through the spine, so that we're reaching forward. And slowly release. Let's come into our counter pose for those postures. So both feet together, hands behind our bottom, pressing down, lifting up through the pelvis. Take control of your head and neck, don't allow them to swing back. And release. So before we go on to our next seated postures, this is where our tissue comes in, because we're going to do a little bit of breathing. We're going to do a little bit of pranayama. So today I think we'll do some Nadi Shodhana or Anulom Vilom, which is alternate nostril breathing. So might take a little bit of getting used to, but it's a really beautiful breath for calming down the nervous system and for really calming down the whole of your being. I'm going to give you a basic overview of Nadi Shodhana, but obviously it can be taken, you can go deeper into pranayama and start bringing counts to the breath and really extending the exhale. And I'm sure there's lots of literature, well I know there's lots of literature and videos that will teach you how to do that, but this is just an introduction and a basic overview. So sit comfortably, use your blocks or your bolsters in order to do that. I'm sat cross-legged, but you don't need to sit cross-legged. And left hand, my left hand is in Chin Mudra, and it's just resting on my left knee. And then I'm going to take this hand position, but you don't have to do that. You can just, as long as you maybe use your thumb and your finger just to close the nostrils, that's all you need to do. So try and drop the shoulders, relax the shoulders, drop this right elbow. And then we'll begin. So take an inhale and an exhale. And then I'm going to keep my eyes open, but you can close your eyes. We're going to block the right nostril with the thumb and inhale through the left. And block both nostrils and pause. Open right, exhale right. Exhale completely. Inhale right. Block both nostrils and hold. Open left, exhale left. Inhale left. And close. Open right, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, pause and hold. Open left, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left and pause. Open right, exhale right. Inhale right. Hold and pause. Open left, exhale left. Inhale left. Hold and pause. Open right, exhale right. Inhale right. Hold and pause. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold and pause. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold and pause. Exhale right. And release. Breathe normally. Maybe grab a tissue. So from here, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly posture. So taking the soles of the feet together, wrapping our arms, wrapping our hands around our feet, drawing the heels into the pelvis, extending through the spine, pressing down into our foundation, engaging the sit bones. Exhale forward. Keep pressing down into the elbows, pressing those knees a little bit closer to the mat. And when you're ready, taking our first two fingers around our big toes and coming into a little bit of a seated balance. So you may just wish to press down into sit bones, keep the knees and legs into a very controlled position. Draw the shoulders back, chest forward, or extend further. And breathe. And release. So from here, we're going to come into, it is actually another eagle posture, but it's a seated eagle posture, Garudasana. So we're going to come into a shape that looks a bit like this. So it's also known as shoelace, or there's another name for it, can't remember it, cow something. But shoelace, and both knees are on top of each other, pressing down into our sit bones, lengthening up through the spine. Now if that is too much, if you've got any knee or hip issues and finding that a bit challenging, you can come into half shoelace, which is taking the bottom leg or the leg that's underneath and extending it long. And either staying like this and trying to relax into the posture, because it's quite a challenging posture. Or if you want to challenge your upper body a little bit, you can come into Gokumasana hands. So right hand up, left arm behind, reaching for the fingers, taking a bind and pulling that right elbow back, shining the heart centre forward. Just going to cross my legs to do that. And breathe. You might find it helpful to use a belt in order for you to get the arm position. And release, 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 release. Just roll the shoulders, release any tension there. And we're going to do the other side. So for those of you who've got a leg extended, you can just switch legs. For those of you who are in shoelace and would like a little bit of a playful transition. So if your right leg is underneath, your arms need to go to the right side. And as you press down into the hands, you're just going to tilt onto your feet, press down into the feet, into the hands, lift the bottom and do a little bit of a dance. So walking the hands around to the left side, twisting the feet and then ease around and simply falling into the other side. Again, just make sure that this is the right posture for you. If you want to extend, then please do so. And this time, if you want to do Gokamasana hands, it's left arm up, right hand behind you, and reach for those fingertips. Use a belt or a scarf if that helps you. And breathe. Press down into the foundation. Engage your bandhas. Relax the shoulders. Shine the chest forward. Smile. And breathe. And slowly release. Slowly release. Just give our shoulders a little bit of a roll and a release. So we're going to end on an inversion. We're going to do headstand. So just as it took me years to learn how to do headstand, if you're not quite there, then I have got an alternative body strengthening posture, which will help you build up the strength in order to do headstand eventually. So if you do want to do headstand, and you've probably done it before, please, I don't recommend using the wall. We really need to build up the right muscles in order to do headstand safely. So if you're not at that stage, then wait until we come into dolphin posture to build those muscles up. If you have been working on headstand and you've got no neck issues or medical issues that prevent you from doing so, let's go ahead and give that a go. So start at the back of your mat. Going to start in our hands in this position. I'm going to drop those forearms down in front of us, and then we're just going to flick them forward. So we're going to stretch forward, and just wherever we land on the mat now, we're not going to move our elbows. So our elbows stay in that position. We're going to stretch the hands forward, interlace the thumbs, and turn the thumbs up. Our forehead goes into the cup we've made with not our forehead, but our head goes into the cup that we've made with our hands, and we're pressing down onto just above the hairline, so about an inch up from the hairline. And then we're going to turn the toes under, and we're going to walk those feet in so that our hips are above our shoulders, and then slowly press down into the forearms and the elbows and extend. So I can lift my head off the ground. There's no pressure on my neck or head. My forearms are doing all the work. And I'm engaging my bandhas, and I'm enjoying this feeling of being upside down. So for those of you who are building up to do headstand, we're going to do dolphin. And there's 2 stages to dolphin. So we're going to do exactly the same. Arms down, forward, open. And maybe some of you would prefer to stay on your knees, pressing down into the forearms and coming into a very supported dolphin. Your nose doesn't need to go down to the floor. You can just either stay static and breathe, or you can just bring a little bit of forward movement to your dolphin, to your supported dolphin. For those of you who would like to bring a little bit more lower body strength to this, and actually upper body strength, turn the toes under, lift the bottom in the air so it's like a downward dog but on the forearms, And on the exhale, we're going to come forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Drop the knees. All of you, take your bottom back to your heels. Come into child's pose. And from here, let's prepare for Shavasana. So pop your jumpers on, your socks on. I'll get my top. So Shavasana is a very important part of our asana practice. So just like athletes need rest as part of their training, we also need Shavasana. Shavasana is a time to rest and restore. So our feet are wide at the two lower corners of the mat. Our hands are out to the side of our body, a good few inches away from the body. Palms up, backs of the hands resting onto the ground. Just check your head and your neck, making sure that it's nice and relaxed. So Shavasana is a time to absorb the goodness of the practice that you've just done. To absorb all the good energy, to strengthen, to restore. So relax the toes and the ankles. Relax the calves and the shins. Relax the knees, the thighs, and the hips. Allow the whole of the lower body to completely relax. Relax the lower abdomen and the lower back. Relax the chest and the upper back. Relax the thumbs and the fingers, palms of the hands and backs of the hands. Relax the wrists, the forearms, the elbows and the shoulders. Relax the back of the neck, back of the scalp, top of the scalp. Relax the throat area, the chin, the cheeks, the eyelids and the forehead. Allow the whole of the body to completely relax. To feel safe, to feel supported, to feel calm and content. Feel love, feel strength, and be giving. Stay here for as long